The next story we have comes from the AITA subreddit and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Shouting at My Husband and Throwing My Mother-in-Law Out? Probably not. Let's be honest. I, 27, have been married to my husband. I'll refer to him as Alex, fake name, 36 male, for 7 years, and we have 2 children together, a 3-year-old girl and a baby 2 weeks old. A week ago, my mother-in-law, we'll call her Kathy, recently had a pretty bad breakup with a long-term partner of hers. Following this, Kathy asked Alex if she could stay with us for a while, and he obliged. Alex didn't run this by me, but as this is his mother and she is going through a rough patch, I let it go. Now here's where the problem begins. Mother-in-law has been constantly critiquing my parenting and even inserting herself in me and Alex's finances. I'm no stranger to her bashing my parenting when we would see her on holidays with my toddler, but this was her first time staying with us for so long. Some of my mother-in-law's bashing goes as follows. Baby is mainly formula fed. I want to breastfeed exclusively, but my milk supply is low and I've been working with my baby's pediatrician. She goes on long rants about how I'm feeding my baby poison and throwing money down the drain and how she breastfed my children with no problems. And that I need to stop being lazy. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is, Grandma. It's just laziness. That's why. As well as 1,000 critiques about how I'm holding my baby too much and I'll spoil her. No amount of telling her my conversations with my baby's pediatrician put an end to this. And when I make my 3-year-old something quick for breakfast or lunch, and mother-in-law goes on about how you're home all day doing nothing and you can't be bothered to cook a child a real meal. My final straw happened last night. I'm currently on maternity leave, elementary school teacher. My husband is working and makes about 3 times what I make. When my husband got home from work, I asked him to watch the kids for a few minutes while I took a shower. Mother-in-law says I'm being lazy and a gold digger and that I expect her son to do all the work and then come home and babysit. I lost it. I shouted at her to go back to her own damn house and to mind her own parenting. My husband then said I can't do that to my own mother-in-law and that she lives all on her own now and that I was being cruel. What? You did what? I shouted at him that she has 3 other children she can stay with. Then he lets her get away with talking to his wife that way, and what kind of husband is he? Mother-in-law and Alex left. Alex said he'll stay with his mother for a night or 2. I called my sister and mom over to help with the kids and to talk to them. I feel like I may be the astronaut because even though Alex has heard many of the remarks she's made about me and my parenting, I probably should have talked to him about it and how it made me feel. Edit. Apologies for not responding sooner. I just got a chance to check my phone for the first time since I posted. Thank you for all the feedback. I'll read through as much as I can when I can. Okay, OP. Woosah. I understand that you feel like you should have talked to Alex and filled him in on everything before taking this drastic action, but Alex also has a responsibility to talk to you, pull you aside and be like, okay, what the hell's going on? Before siding with his mother and leaving with her. Before he packs up to go stay with his mommy for a few days, he has a responsibility to talk to you about what happened, not in front of his mommy. Do not feel like you should have pulled him aside and clarified first because he failed his responsibility. You are not the astronaut here, okay? You are not. And if he wants to take care of his mommy for the rest of his life, that's fine. He can go do that somewhere else. She is not allowed to disrespect you in your house. And if he allows that, he is choosing mommy over you, even though he vowed not to. It's his choice. When he wants to be a big boy and come talk to his wife about what really happened, then he can get the explanation. Then he can get the full story. Until then, he's just allowing himself to be manipulated by mommy. Allowing himself. That's choice. We know that mom didn't have issues breastfeeding because she's still doing it. He's still right there at the teat. Latched on. Just saying, mother-in-law. 36 years is a long time to breastfeed. Just saying. Weird Oedipal thing going on there, fellow hermit fairy. Yeah. Or he agrees with his mom and just doesn't want to say it out loud. I could see that, Dr. Sweets. However, he still has the responsibility to talk to the wife and say, okay, how bad really is it? instead of just immediately siding with her and going with her. So, and if he does still agree with her after the fact, after he knows everything that's going on, because think about his source right now. Now that he's with Mama, the whole story that he's getting is from her. I guarantee you it is something like, I was just sitting there helping take care of the baby, and unprovoked she came up and told me that I was a selfish bitch. It's going to be some bullshit like that. And as a husband, I feel like you have a responsibility to go to your partner and be like, okay, what really happened? What really happened? Man. But they have a 3-year-old and a 2-week-old. Apparently, I'm amazed. We talk about this a lot, or we see it a lot. I'm amazed at how much mother-in-laws, some mother-in-laws, can forget what it was like right after having a baby. 2 weeks. Their youngest is 2 weeks old. She apparently doesn't remember, what the process was like immediately afterwards, because this 2-week point is when it got too much. That's when everything exploded. So it's been going on for how long? A week. Since that baby was 1 week old, this woman's been staying there and talking shit. You know how fried you are right after you have a brand new baby, and I don't even have the experience of birthing one, obviously, but I'm there. And I know as a dad, I'm fried during that time because it is a very, very, very exhausting time. On top of that, to have somebody gnawing on your brain, just following you around talking shit about everything you do, I would have snapped a long time ago. I would have snapped day one. You made it a week, OP. You made it a week without losing your shit. Exhausted is a gross understatement. Yeah. Down on the last final nerve, just hanging by that thread of a nerve, a shell of yourself, a zombie walking around just barely functioning. And on top of that, to have this woman following you around, bitching about every single thing you do, I would have smacked that bee with a dirty diaper. Opened. Not closed, opened. And those newborn dirty diapers too. It's like tar. I would have smacked that bee right in the head with an open, dirty, tarry diaper right in her wig. She's got it all stuck. That's terrible. Terrible. Oh, yeah. And the whole babysitting comments too. Like everything she said was way over the line. Everything. She is very clearly, yeah, we have a lot of NTA stories where an ASCON 1 is present. This will be interesting though. So mother-in-law's ASCON 1 for sure. Everything she said was way over the line. She crossed the line so many times that she doesn't even know where it is anymore. 84 years ago, I crossed the line. That's where she's at. Where's hubby? Hubby's got to be an ASCON 1, right? Hubby has to be an ASCON 1. To not even talk to your partner and just go stay with mommy for a few days after allowing her to treat your wife like that. How can you be anything other than an ASCON 1? The apple doesn't fall far from the bitch. The asshole doesn't fall far from the bitch. There's something there.